Welcome to another video here, and I'm just kidding. Of course, I'm going to say it. Hello, once again.
I was about to say. Where's the signature sign-in?
It is time. Hey, you got to keep it. You got to mix it up, right?
Yeah, no.
Get some different intros
going. No.
No, it is not time to mix it up. It is time to do what we do every week, and that is run through those NFL games, tell you why we're right, and we can tell you all the scores because we know it all like that. So, what are you looking forward to?
First off, I just gotta say, I know we gotta go on a quick thing here, but I just gotta say, I'm proud of us. We have been able to put out content every week so far in the NFL season.
Oh, it won't last. But so far, so good. It won't last.
It won't, yeah. So we'll find some week where somebody's not in town or something.
Yeah, it'll come.
But right now, we are on a 3-week roll, and yes. I hear that I'm on a 3-week roll as far as these picks are going. So,
Well, speaking of not showing up, let's talk about Thursday Night Football, and that is the Rams versus the 49ers. We will predict this game, but I might watch it.
No, I looked at the schedule. I'm scrolling. I'm looking at my dad and said, "Do you realize the Rams and the Niners play on Thursday night?" He's like, "Oh, looks like we're gonna have to find something else to watch on Thursday night then." Let's get this out the way. The Rams typically own the 49ers, or the other way around. The 49ers typically own the Rams, and usually in regular season play. I like the Niners' defense. However, their offense is yet to find the end zone. It's the other way around as far as the Rams go. They have a decent defense as well, but they also have found the end zone this year. Jared Goff is definitely taking a step up in his development and his progressing. They're finding ways to involve Todd Gurley a little more than they had the last year. It's kind of hard to pick this game because you always have the fact that, yes, the 49ers have a very good record against the Rams overall, but you just kind of have to look at it and say, are the Rams actually a better team this time around? I'm going to go with the 49ers simply because I think they need a win. They need to get that first of the year, and, what better to do it against a team that they have a great overall record against. So I'm just going to go with the 49ers in this contest. They're gonna buckle. They're gonna get to Jared Goff again and just kick that kid's confidence. So I'm gonna go with the Niners in this one.
I'll go with the Niners as well for two reasons. I like their defense. When you think about how young their defense is and it's already looking good,
yeah,
that's pretty scary. I don't think it will be long before we see kind of old school Niners defense out of them. I don't think it'll be the greatest game offensively, even though I think Jared Goff will be fine. He just isn't going to do a lot against that defense. And also, Niners at home in primetime games tend to do pretty well.
Yeah, especially against Los Angeles.
All right, up next we have the Ravens versus the Jags. Listen, I need to get something off my chest. Last year, the Ravens got to play the Browns, I think it was, and some other crappy team, and the Bills. Jaguars, sorry. It was the Browns, Jaguars, and Bills. And they started off 3-0. They finished 8-8. This year, they get to play the Bengals, the Browns, and the Jags. Why are we giving the Ravens an easy start? Come on, make them play some teams.
You have something personal against the Ravens.
I do.
I don't. I don't know what it is.
I sound like I'm complaining, but come on, play a team.
I don't have anything personal with the Ravens, so therefore I don't have an answer for you. Okay? I don't have an answer.
I'm alone. I'm alone, just crying on my island, yelling at the NFL.
I know. I'm yelling at the NFL too. They want to put they want to give the Bucs a home game the day after the Florida Georgia game. Okay, that's unacceptable. Okay, I need my sleep after that game. Now we're both just venting for no good reason. Picking the Ravens.
You know what? Fine. I'm picking the Jags.
Wow.
Dumb Ravens now.
Wow.
I'll regret it, but why not?
Wow.
Anyway, next up we have the Broncos. Very impressive performance defensively and offensively against those Cowboys. Shut them down, and now they will play the Buffalo Bills, who got shut down, only scoring 3 points last week.
Yeah, but they only gave up 9.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, if there were moral victories, and I'm pretty sure Bills fans don't want to take any moral victories. They've been taking moral victories for 20 years. I'm going to go with the better team in this matchup. Obviously, the Cowboys.
I think you mean the Broncos.
Why did I say the Broncos? I said we were talking about yeah. You see, there's a goof up. I tend to do that every week. There's one in there. I'm going to pick the Broncos. Excuse me. Their defense will knock out the Bills' offense, or lack of. And the Bills won't be able to stop. It's kind of like last week. Bills won't be able to stop the Cowboys. Why do I keep saying the Cowboys? Bills won't be able to stop the Broncos like the Cowboys weren't able to stop the Broncos. There. Broncos over the Bills.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the Broncos over the Bills as well. If the Bills had a quarterback, that might help them out a little bit. But, moving on, we have
You sure it's not the Cowboys?
Moving on, we have the Steelers taking on the Bears. Kind of an interesting one at Bears. Bears had a close game against the Falcons, had a less close game against the Bucs. The Steelers, they have rolled to a 2-0 start. Maybe haven't played the greatest of teams, but I don't think anyone doubts that the Steelers are pretty good.
Yep, the Steelers are pretty good. They're good, typically as usual. The Bears have struggled. Mike Glennon has struggled. But Mike Glennon didn't play a bad game last week. Okay, you think he did fumble the ball. He did throw 3 interceptions. Okay. Statistically, he played a bad game.
Usually not a bad.
Yeah, it's bad. But if you were there at the game like I was, if you watched the game on TV, how many dropped passes did his receivers have? I think I counted 20, or maybe, I might be exaggerating that number. I think I counted somewhere around 20 dropped passes. The Bears could have actually made it somewhat of a game last week if their receivers held on to the ball. They could have had at least, I would say, 17 points. But, they didn't. They lost 29-7, which was they almost got shut out. I wanted that shutout. But beside the point, the Steelers are the better team in this matchup.
Steelers are the better team. But I've seen, especially on the road, which is a different Steelers team, I've seen the Steelers fall for a lot of trap games.
This is
true. You could make an argument that they did it with the Dolphins when they were 1-4 and allowed the Dolphins to rebirth their season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the trap game. I think the Bears catch them. Now.
Hey.
That's just my prediction.
Everybody's got to pick their upset of the week. I guess yours is the Bears over the Steelers.
I also have the Jags, so what do I know?
Oh, I don't know. That's just you having something against the Ravens.
Maybe. Up next, we have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Detroit Lions. I think 2 of the better NFC teams, if you would ask me.
I like this matchup.
Good game.
I did like the matchup last week at Atlanta and Green Bay. It made, I don't know if it's just the fact that Atlanta has Green Bay's number, or if they're just that powerful. But then you go back 2 weeks ago when they played the Bears, and they didn't exactly, gel right. They didn't fire on all cylinders. They nearly lost. So it makes you kind of wonder into this game. I really like what Matthew Stafford is doing so far. That man is just earning his money. He's not making any splash plays. He's not making any splash performances, but he's doing enough to make his team 2-0.
No, that's true.
However, this game is in Detroit. I'm gonna get shot for this by many people, but this is gonna be my upset pick of the week, and I wouldn't even really call it that much of an upset. I'm gonna go with the Lions over the Falcons this week, and that also might have to do with something that I have something personal against the Falcons.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not gonna rip you too much, but listen, even in a good Monday night performance, Matthew Stafford had 120 yards.
Yeah, but no picks. No picks.
You can have no picks.
No picks, and he threw less than 10 incomplete passes.
That's not beating the Falcons' offense, though, bro. You got to double that number at least. Falcons, they're gonna win. Up next, we have the Browns versus the Colts. Look, I don't want to talk much about this game. Neither team has quarterbacks, offenses. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Yep, Browns.
Throw you a win.
Yep.
Have fun. The Colts ain't winning no games without Andrew Luck.
No.
And Colts fans, feel bad for you. Moving on to a game you probably want to talk more about. Them Buccaneers taking on Sam Bradford, yes or no? Vikings.
I heard that he's out this week, but I heard that from an unreliable source, so I'm not 100% sure. This is a good matchup for the Bucs. They get to go on their first game on the road. It should have been 2 weeks ago. Thank you again, Irma, for your unnecessary presence. Besides the point, first game on the road, they're playing somewhat of a good team. The Vikings coming off of a not so very good performance last Sunday against the Steelers, but they didn't have their starting quarterback.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's kind of like don't use an excuse, but you kind of have to use the excuse in that situation. But I love our defense. I get it. We played the Bears. I'm hearing that all week this week so far. We played the Bears. We supposedly had help from the officials. I can count maybe 1 or 2 calls that could have went, either way. But shush. Just shush. We held a professional football team with only one of their special players skill players missing. If I don't know Chicago that well, and we held them to 7 points. Would have had a shutout had we played our starting defense the whole game. And I wanted that shutout. I can't preach to you how badly I wanted that shutout. Besides the point. Our defense is just something else. But it has a real test this week, I believe. I believe Minnesota has a few more pieces than Chicago does. A few more skill players. So I like what Minnesota is building up there. But, man, I don't want to sound biased, but I like what we're doing. I like the pieces we have on offense. If Jameis could hit the deep ball, we'd have had like 3 more touchdowns last week. We got to get better at running the football. I think that's something that they need to do. And like I said, our defense is just lights out. Our defense is raw. And I like our defense to just knock out and punch the Vikings. I'm taking the Pirates over the Vikings, and I'm taking my team by a touchdown.
All right, well, that took 15 minutes to get the answer I knew you were going to give. Anyway, I think we might see another 9-3 game. But if I'm going to trust anybody to get the 9 points, it's going to be Jameis more than whoever is quarterback.
All right. I was like,
both defenses are good, man.
I got you.
I'm not saying that exactly. I'm just saying low-scoring game in my mind because they're good defenses. Up next, we have the Texans versus the Patriots. To me, I'll talk about this game first. I've seen this matchup 100 times, and it's never changed. The Texans are not the kind of team to beat the Patriots. You need to have explosive stuff on offense. Texans don't have that. Defense can keep it close, sure, but Brady's going to win this for the Patriots ultimately.
Yep, I won't take 15 minutes to explain this one. Patriots over the Texans.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take that long. Up next, we have the Dolphins taking on the Jets. Dolphins were able to squeak out a week 2 victory against the LA Chargers, 19-17, relying on their new kicker to make 4 field goals, including the game winner. Some good performances on offense. Defense wasn't horrible, but I'd like to see a lot more. And you're definitely hoping for another good performance against the Jets, who have struggled. Their tank season is living up to the hype so far. And hopefully the Dolphins, in my opinion, can, you can't take anybody too lightly, but at the end of the day, it is the Jets. And if you want to pretend like you're a playoff team, you have to win. There's no excuses.
No excuses. Yep, like you said.
I'm going with Dolphins, by the way, just to make that clear.
But duh. I wouldn't expect you to do otherwise. And I'm going to take the Dolphins, too. And you just explained all the points why.
All right. Up next, we have the Giants versus the Eagles. Giants not off to a good
start.
start.
Sorry.
They need a W.
They need a W, but it's not coming this week. Philly's defense is just going to... They have no running attack. They have no offensive line. And against a line that Philadelphia has built this offseason, Philadelphia's defense is going to shut down the Giants. I'm taking the Eagles over the Giants.
Man, I really want to give the Giants a W because 0-3 just doesn't sound like... Right.
And they'll be 0-4.
It sounds like
they'll be 0-4 after they come down here.
It sounds like they should be better.
It does. It does. Man. Brandon Marshall, Odell Beckham. Eli's supposed to be a veteran quarterback.
But I just can't see it. Eagles own them too much, man.
Yep.
At home, too. Maybe when it flips, I'd do it. At home, I got to give it to the Eagles.
Yep.
I got to give it to the Eagles. Up next, we have the Saints taking on the Panthers. Panthers off to the quietest 2-0 start, I think, in my opinion, in the NFL. I saw that earlier this week. I was like, really? The 2-0? Saints 0-2.
If you look at the teams the Panthers have played, they should be 2-0.
No, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying.
And I was, quite frankly, not impressed with the way they did beat the Bills. Come on, you gotta be.
No, I've heard that from Panthers fans as well.
It's just no. You need to be able to beat the Bills by more than 6 points, and you need to score more than 9 points.
If you have Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey, you can have a close game against the Bills. That's fine, but I think you're expecting more than 9 points.
Yeah, 9 points. Was it a touchdown that had a missed field?
No touchdowns.
No touchdowns, exactly.
No touchdowns.
You have an offense like Carolina does. Granted, they did lose Kelvin Benjamin in that game. I'm not sure what his status is. Greg Olson's out for the year with a broken foot.
Tough when you lose a tight end.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's no excuses why they should not have scored more than 9 points against the Bills. In this matchup, I do simply like the Panthers more than I like the Saints because the Panthers still have a raw defense. However, it wouldn't surprise me if the Saints, open up and score a lot of points and beat the Panthers. But just to be on the safe side, I'm taking the Panthers.
Yeah, this is another one where I feel like when I look at the Saints, to me 0-3 just sounds a little too harsh.
Yeah, Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Yeah.
I would also like the Saints to get their W out of the way before they play us. So I'll go with the Saints. I think, and to be fair, it's a divisional game. I don't think
like I said, I'm just picking the safe game here. This could very well be a game where Drew Brees and his squad open up against the Panthers. So it could very well go the complete opposite way that I'm thinking it will be.
Well, then we have a matchup of a team that needs to open up their offense a little bit. They're going with a new offensive coordinator, former Dolphins OC Bill Lazor. Good luck with that. Anywho, they're taking on the Packers, who could use some revenge.
I think I'm liking the Packers. They're going to rebound this week. I just don't see any fight with the Bengals. I mean, sure, you can, like you said, the offensive coordinator they're trusting this week didn't exactly get the job done when he was with you. Like I said before, the Packers they're looking to rebound this week, and they're looking to get back in the winning column. Why not do it at home against the Bengals?
Yeah, in Lambeau. That's not
like I said, we mentioned this a couple weeks back. It doesn't matter who is playing the Packers. If it's in Lambeau Field, the Packers are the favorite.
You'll get a taste of that later this year. But the last couple of games, I've mentioned how some of those teams, it felt like it didn't feel right to put them at 0-3. Bengals, it feels right. Packers are going to win this game. Kansas City taking on the Chargers. Man, the Chargers could use a W. They're playing another divisional opponent. They do play their divisional opponents well, but KC has looked as good as anybody.
KC looks good. Okay, I love what KC's doing on offense. Their defense is, their defense should play. Oh my! Why can I not spit out words today? Their defense is playing well as their offense. They got the impressive win 2 weeks ago against New England. They were able to hold off against the Eagles, and that's not really docking either the team. The Eagles are a good team, but the Chiefs are a better team. And finally, I close with this: the Chiefs will win this week. I don't know why it's taking me so long.
It seemed like one of the things. Like Chiefs last year, they seemed really dangerous, and I think for a lot of people it was that Tyreek Hill edition. Someone that explosive.
Tyreek Hill's a boss.
It kind of took him from average to good.
Tyreek Hill is a boss.
And now they've added another Tyreek Hill in this Kareem Hunt. I mean,
yes.
They could not have more weapons. They could not have more weapons. Their defense is solid. Smith is, look, I understand he gets crap for being a little bit of a safe quarterback, and I agree with drafting another option. But you can do a lot worse than Alex Smith.
Yeah, you could. Just look at the Jets.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Kansas City. Sucks for the Chargers. I'm sure they would like a win, but, man, KC's good.
No.
Moving on, we have the Raiders taking on the Redskins. To me, this
is an interesting matchup.
It is, but I think the Raiders are a good team. I think they're the better team. As I say every week, I love their offense, and I'm going to keep saying that I love their offense because I keep loving it every time I watch it. I loved watching them put 45 on the Jets.
That was fun for you to watch. Now, and let me pull this aside real quick, just a little bit of a digressing here. Amari Cooper, I picked you second overall. Get me some points this week. Okay.
I got him in one of my leagues too, so I'll second that motion or whatever. But I'm gonna.
I forgot to do it earlier because we already moved past the Steelers. But Antonio Brown needs to get in the end zone. He's the number one target over there. That's ridiculous. Come on, Big Ben, throw me a bone. Okay. We can move on now.
Prediction on the game?
Raiders.
And moving on, last but not least, we have the Cowboys. Now we're talking about the Cowboys, and they are taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who they got the W, but without David Johnson, they're not looking great.
No, I mean, you can't really. What can you say, really? I mean, they're just they're doing enough to get by. They do need the extra help from David Johnson, but their defense is helping out a lot too. They're getting, they're just, like I said, they're getting enough to get by. However, this week they're playing a pissed off Dallas team. Dallas is ready to come in and start just annihilate whoever's in the way now. I'm going to take Dallas over Arizona this week.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'm going to take Dallas as well. And that will conclude our Week 3 NFL predictions. Thanks as always for watching, and we're out.